Okay, so we're ready to do number 7 from the isometric packet. So we're going to go to future folder, let's see here, and isometric drawing number 7 PDF. I'm going to click on the little magnifying glass and I'm going to fit to height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this front face without this cutout. I'm going to do that later. And then I'll add these heights also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this 2.5 by 0.75. And I'm just going to draw that as a rectangle. So let's go back in here, create, new document. And this is ISO 7. So what I'm doing is it's a front view. So I'm going to click front and I click on the front of the view cube. So I'm looking straight at it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this rectangle. And like I said, it's 2.5 by 0.75. So, oops. Let's try that again. I'm going to draw this rectangle. It's going to be 2.5 by 0.75. And I'm going to hit the check mark and I'm going to extrude this back the distance of the entire object, which is 1.5. So I'm going to change this to 1.5. I'm clicking that view. And I actually want it to go the opposite direction. So I'm going to click on this arrow to flip it. And there I go. So now I'm ready to draw some of the shapes that are on top of this. Now this rectangle here and this rectangle here are at the same height. So what I could do is I could actually draw one rectangle that goes across the whole thing that goes up this 0.25 inches. I know this is 0.25 because from here to here is a 1/2 inch and from here to here is 0.75. That only leaves a 1/4 inch in between. So let's go up a 1/4 inch and it is 0.75 wide, goes the entire width of the object, and it goes up 0.25. So I'm going to choose this and create a new sketch. I'll look at the top view, and I'm going to draw a rectangle from here to here. And that's fine, 0.25. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to click 0.75 for this one. And it's red because this is over constrained, but that's okay. We're okay with that. So we're going to hit the check mark. And I want to get it to the right orientation, just like that. And I want to extrude the rectangle right there up just 0.25. Okay, so that looks good. So what that is this shelf, but I took it all the way across. Now I have this square up here that goes even higher, and that goes up a 1/2 inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new sketch on this new sketch, look at the top view, and I'm going to draw a square that's 0.7 by 0.75, 0.75 by 0.75. Just like that, and hit the check mark, go into this view and extrude this up 0.5, change this to 0.5, hit the check mark, and there it is. That looks good. So right here I have everything done except this cutout that goes through the entire object. Now that's 0.5 wide and it's 0.5 from the edge, and it goes this entire height except that it stops at 0.25. All right, there's 0.25 from the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to draw on this face right here. And we're going to go to New Sketch. We're going to look straight at the front and I'm going to draw a rectangle here. This rectangle I'm going to make just like that. Now, it's 0.5 wide, and because I drew this rectangle too tall, it really doesn't matter how tall it is. So I'm going to just hit Enter to finish that up. Now, notice that this goes past the drawing. That's okay. But what I want to do is I want to have the bottom edge of here to here. I want this to be a certain size. I want this to be 0.25. And I want this edge to be a 1/2 inch from this edge. So I'm going to make that 0.5. So this rectangle, if I extrude that and cut through it, it will cut all the stuff that's back there. Now, the fact that this is taller than the actual object, that's okay. It's okay because we're just using it to cut a hole. It's okay if this space is up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the check mark and we're going to go so that we can see the proper view, and I'm going to zoom in on this. What we're going to do is we're going to extrude and we're going to remove this shape right here, and we're going to go all 1.5 inches through the entire shape. You can see now it's cutting all the way to the back, and if I hit the check mark, you'll see that it actually does cut that through. Okay, so 7 is finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the plus sign, create drawing, custom template, do not include title block, and hit OK. I'm going to click on my part. My front view goes in A2. My right side view goes in A1. I'm going to click on my front view and put it in B2. I'm going to click on my front view and put it in B1. That looks good. This is still blue, so I'm going to hit escape to turn it off. I'm going to right click and I'm going to show hidden lines. I'm sorry, for this one I'm going to show shaded view. In these views, I'm going to show hidden lines. All right, number 7 is complete except for my note with my name. So I'm going to click here, I'm going to make it a little wider, and I'm going to use all caps and type my name. And hit check mark. Okay, number 7 is complete. Now it's your turn.